Two adventure bikes, two completely different philosophies. The 2026 Honda Transalp 750 is built around simplicity, balance, and proven engineering. The Triumph Tiger 900 Rally Pro takes the opposite approach. More power, more technology, more premium hardware, and far more equipment. But here's the problem. More motorcycle doesn't always mean more value. When you're spending thousands on an adventure bike, the real question isn't which one has the longer specification sheet. It's which one will give you the most capability, the fewest compromises, and the lowest regret after the showroom excitement disappears. Today, we're putting the Transalp 750 against the Tiger 900 Rally Pro to find out which one actually deserves your money. When you tear down the structural geometry, the 2026 Honda Transalp 750 features a steel diamond frame with an integrated rear subframe, a wheelbase of 1,560 millimeters, a seat height of 850 millimeters, a wet weight of 208 kilograms, and a steering geometry set at 27 degrees of rake with 111 millimeters of trail. Honda's structural approach is pure, cost-optimized Japanese industrial pragmatism. By utilizing varying wall thicknesses in the high-tensile steel frame tubes, Honda engineered controlled lateral flex directly into the chassis, which isolates rider fatigue over punishing corrugations. However, the non-detachable welded steel subframe is a clear cost-cutting measure that creates real financial risk. A severe rear impact off-road can easily total the entire frame. Furthermore, Honda opts for basic WeatherPack automotive connectors throughout the harness, requiring diligent post-wash inspection to prevent long-term corrosion. Turning to the 2026 Triumph Tiger 900 Rally Pro, its chassis architecture relies on a tubular steel trellis mainframe with a bolt-on fabricated aluminum subframe, a 1,551 mm wheelbase, an adjustable seat height between 860 and 880 mm, a wet weight of 228 kilograms, and a steering geometry of 24.4 degrees of rake paired with 116.8 mm of trail. Triumph invested heavily in modular engineering here. The bolt-on subframe means a dropped bike on rocky single track won't result in an insurance write-off. The steeper rake angle delivers surgical, scalpel-like turn-in response on tarmac, while the longer trail maintains high-speed tracking. However, carrying an extra 20 kilograms of mass positioned significantly higher on the chassis makes low-speed technical maneuvering noticeably more top-heavy and physically demanding on the rider compared to the agile, low-slung Honda.
Moving inside the engine crankcases, the Honda Transalp 750 is powered by a 755cc liquid-cooled parallel twin engine, utilizing a single overhead cam Unicam 4-valve per cylinder layout, an 11.0:1 compression ratio, producing 90.5 horsepower at 9,500 RPM and 75 Newton-meters of torque at 7,250 RPM. Honda adapted its competition CRF motocross Unicam technology to drastically reduce reciprocating mass and cylinder head volume, allowing downdraft intake tracts to sit directly above the combustion chamber for crisp throttle response. The 270-degree crankshaft offset mimics the firing order and tractive pulse of a V-twin, providing incredible rear tire grip. Thermal management is exceptional, using minimal oil passages and simple mechanical water pump routing, which translates to a stress-free thermal profile that can idle indefinitely in desert heat without cooking your legs. In contrast, the Triumph Tiger 900 Rally Pro houses an 888cc liquid-cooled inline 3-cylinder engine, featuring dual overhead camshafts, 4 valves per cylinder, a high-compression 13.0:1 ratio, delivering 106.5 horsepower at 9,500 RPM and 90 Newton-meters of torque at 6,850 RPM. Triumph's engineering team utilized an uneven 132 T seaplane firing order to deliver twin-like low-end tractor pull combined with the ferocious top-end surge of an inline triple. Internal friction is minimized via diamond-like carbon-coated valve train components, and the engine effortlessly cruises at high highway speeds with zero secondary vibration. However, that intense 13.0:1 compression ratio and split twin radiator setup run exceptionally hot, dumping thermal exhaust directly onto your inner thighs in slow traffic, while placing immense demands on premium fuel quality and oil shear resistance. Evaluating suspension kinematics and braking hardware, the Honda Transalp 750 utilizes a 43mm Showa separate function inverted front fork, providing 200mm of travel, a rear Showa monoshock with Pro-Link linkage offering 190mm of travel, dual 310mm wave front discs clamped by two-piston axial mount calipers, and a 256mm rear disc. This is where Honda made clear financial concessions here. The basic internal damping valving struggles under aggressive high-speed compression damping, leading to notable front-end brake dive under heavy trail braking. The two-piston axial calipers provide adequate progressive bite for novice riders, but they lack hydraulic leverage and initial stopping bite when hauling a fully loaded touring payload down steep alpine passes. On the other hand, the Triumph Tiger 900 Rally Pro is equipped with massive 45mm Showa inverted forks, offering a substantial 240mm of travel, a Showa rear shock with 230mm of travel, dual 320mm floating front discs paired with race-derived Brembo Stylema 4-piston radial monoblock calipers, and a 255mm rear disc. This is where the Triumph obliterates cost barriers. Its damping circuits feature sophisticated multi-shim valving stacks that float effortlessly over sharp trail chop while maintaining absolute chassis composure during violent emergency stops. The Brembo Stylema calipers combined with a radial master cylinder offer world-class thermal dissipation, near-zero lever flex, and unmatched hydraulic modulation, drastically cutting stopping distances on wet asphalt.
Examining the electronics and cockpit integration, the Honda Transalp 750 is equipped with a 5-inch full-color TFT display, 5 customizable riding modes, 4 power delivery maps, 3 engine braking levels, 2-channel ABS with rear shutoff, and a tactile 4-way handlebar toggle switch, without an inertial measurement unit. Honda's electronics philosophy is built for straightforward reliability. The user interface is intuitive, menu navigation has zero latency, and the switchgear feels robust against dust ingress. However, lacking a 6-axis IMU means traction control and ABS are purely wheel speed reactive rather than lean angle sensitive, offering a more rudimentary safety net when cornering in slick conditions. The Triumph Tiger 900 Rally Pro counters with a 7-inch full-color TFT display, a 6-axis Continental IMU managing cornering ABS and traction control, 6 distinct riding modes including Off-Road Pro, an illuminated 5-way joystick switchgear, integrated TPMS, standard cruise control, heated grips, and dual heated seats. Triumph delivers an ultra-luxurious, complex electronic ecosystem. The cornering safety algorithms are flawlessly calibrated to save you from low-side crashes on gravel or wet tarmac. But as consumer advocates, we must expose the downside. Triumph's complex CAN bus network and intricate illuminated switchgear introduce multiple points of electrical failure over time, and the laggy menu software can create real frustration during everyday operation. Looking at long-term ownership logistics, the Honda Transalp 750 carries standard 12,000-kilometer minor service intervals, valve clearance checks every 24,000 kilometers, a standard 1-year unlimited mileage factory warranty, and an entry MSRP around $9,999. The Triumph Tiger 900 Rally Pro requires minor services every 10,000 kilometers, extensive valve clearance inspections every 20,000 kilometers, a 2-year factory warranty, and commands a premium MSRP of approximately $17,395.
Honda delivers unmatched total cost of ownership. The Unicam cylinder head means adjusting valve shims takes half the labor time of a DOHC setup. Replacement consumables are exceptionally cheap, and Honda's dealer network ensures parts availability anywhere on the planet. In contrast, the Triumph incurs heavy dealership labor rates for its complex valve services and suffers steep 3 to 5 year depreciation curves, turning it into a heavy financial burden once the factory warranty expires. Here is your definitive engineering verdict.